So let's talk about my favorite film of 1988, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. Greetings, my fellow YouTubers, and welcome to Big D's Entertainment Rankings and Reviews. My name is Doyle, better known to you as the Big D, and this time around I bring to you a review of the 1988 live-action animated fantasy comedy flick, Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Released by Touchstone, along with Steven Spielberg's Amblin Entertainment, directed by Robert Zemeckis, and produced by Frank Marshall and Robert Watts, written by Jeffrey Price and Peter S. Seaman, loosely based on the 1981 novel Who Censored Roger Rabbit by Gary K. Wolfe. The film stars Bob Hoskins along with Christopher Lloyd, Stubby Kaye, and Joanna Cassidy, along with some of the main great voice actors, including Mel Blanc in one of his last few performances. Let's see. Wayne Allwine and Russie Taylor and Mae Questel and a host of others, plus Charles Fleischer, who voices the title character, and Kathleen Turner as his sexy wife Jessica, who unfortunately was uncredited though. And Amy Irving provides her singing voice. Anyway, it's set in a 1947 version of Hollywood where cartoon characters and people coexist. Now, the film follows a detective named A. Valiant, who must help out Toon Roger Rabbit, who has been accused of murdering a wealthy businessman. So let's get into our story. Anyway, Toons act in their theatrical cartoon shorts as with live-action films. In 1947, they regularly interact with real people and animals and reside in Toontown. Private Detective A. Valiant and his brother Teddy once worked closely with Toons on several famous cases. But after Teddy was killed by a Toon, Eddie lapsed into alcoholism, lost his sense of humor, and vowed never to work for Toons again. The head of a famous cartoon studio, R.K. Maroon, is concerned about the recent poor performances of one of his biggest stars, Roger Rabbit. Maroon hires Eddie to investigate rumors about Roger's attractive Toon wife, Jessica, being romantically involved with wealthy businessman Marvin Acme, owner of both the Acme Corporation and Toontown. After watching Jessica perform in an underground nightclub known as the Ink and Paint Club, A secretly photographs her and Acme playing patty cake in her dressing room, which he shows to Roger, and boy, yeah, Roger's jokes going crazy and what have you. And he angrily declares that he and his wife will be happy, and he flees. Now, I will tell you that the scene at the Ink and Paint Club is absolutely really fun. Especially when we see Donald Duck and Daffy Duck go up against each other at playing to pianos. That is absolutely hysterical. Anyway, the next morning, Acme is discovered dead at his factory, and evidence points to Roger being responsible. While investigating, A meets the sinister Judge Doom, who has created a chemical substance made up of turpentine and what have you, which he dubs Dip. It's capable of killing the otherwise invulnerable Toons. And along with the Toon Patrol, his henchmen of weasels are involved as well. A later runs into Roger's Toon co-star, Baby Herman, who believes Roger is innocent and that Acme's missing will, which will give the Toons ownership of Toontown, may be the key to his murder. In this office, Eddie finds Roger, who begs him to help exonerate him. A reluctantly hides Roger in a local bar where his girlfriend Dolores works. Well, Jessica comes to A's office and says that Maroon forced her to pose for the photographs so he could blackmail Acme. Well, apparently, things do take a little bit of a hysterical turn, especially when Roger's singing along to the ever popular tune that plays in at the beginning end of every single Warner Bros. Cartoon, the merry-go-round broke down, especially when it starts like jumping back to the once he smashes plates on him. I mean, I just laughed hysterically. This movie's absolutely a blast. This is why I love this movie. It has so much humor. Uh, Especially when Roger's eyes just pop out of his head with he just screams, "Wah!" Yeah, and we hear, yikes, man, oh boy. Sorry, I couldn't help myself. And where was I? Oh yes. Well, Doom and the Toon Patrol discover Roger, and just when he's about to be dipped, A gives him a little bit of a shot of bourbon, which causes him to add like a big gold crazy and turn into a steam whistle, which that's the second time this has happened. I'm sure a lot of y'all have seen this movie already. Anyway, as they try to escape in the Toon Patrol's vehicle, they manage to escape with the help of Benny, a Toon taxicab. They flee to a theater where a Goofy cartoon's playing. A tells Roger about the death of his brother. As they leave with Dolores, A sees a newsreel detailing the sale of Maroon cartoons to Cloverleaf Industries, a mysterious corporation that bought the city's trolley network shortly before Acme's murder. A goes to the studio to interrogate Maroon, leaving Roger to guard outside. But Jessica knocks Roger out with a frying pan and puts him in the trunk. Maroon tells A that he blackmailed Acme into selling his company so he could sell the studio. Then admits he only did so out of fear for the safety of the tunes. But Maroon is killed by an unseen assailant before he can explain the consequences of the missing will. A spots Jessica fleeing the scene and, assuming she is the culprit, follows her to Toontown. And believe me, once you enter Toontown, oh wow. Once he apprehends her, Jessica reveals that Doom killed Acme and Maroon, and Acme gave her his will for safekeeping, but she discovered that the will was blank. Yeah, I will tell you that now, once he's in Toontown, it's just so much fun. He runs into so many others, like Droopy, of course. He's an elevator operator. I always love his famous phrase before he pulls his head back in. Have a nice day, sir. Yeah, yeah. Which he finds who he thinks is Jessica, but it's a crazy chick tune character, and he thought he's in a restroom, but it's empty. Well, it's well, you know, you'll see if you. Well, you probably know what I'm saying. And he encounters Tweebird, and yeah, does this little piggy going to market and all that stuff. And then he's falling down again, and Bugs and Bunny and Mickey Mouse come along. Oh wow, it gives them the spare parachute. That's what I thought it was just a big tire. Uh, Stops the crazed chick character and well encounters Jessica again. They manage to get away from the weasels. Well, when she explains about the will and what have you, but she tells me that she has to find her husband, and he's like, seriously, were you seeing that guy? She says, he makes me laugh. But however, Doom knocks down, well, kicks down a barrel of dip on the ground, and captures Jessica and A and takes them to the Acme factory. Okay, Now for the ending, because this is really big. So, you know the procedure. You have 5 seconds to stop this video. Go to the description box below and fast forward to the time below to avoid ending spoilers. If you've seen the movie, continue on after the countdown, okay? Thank you for your understanding. As always, here we go. Okay, you've been warned. At the Acme factory, Doom reveals himself as the sole shareholder of Cloverleaf and explains his plot to destroy Toontown when a machine loaded with dip to build a freeway over it and force people to drive it once he puts the trolley network out of commission. Well, Roger, managing to go through the plumbing system, unsuccessfully attempts to save his wife, and now they're tied onto a hook in front of the machine's hose. Well, the weasels start laughing. They've done this and reveals if they don't stop, they'll die. Yeah, die laughing, of course. Soon after Doom's gone, this gave A an idea. So he performs a comedic vaudeville act and what have you, singing along to The Merry-Go-Round Broke Down, which is absolutely funny, causing the weasels to die of laughter. And then he kicks their leader into the machine's dip vat as the other four die laughing. But Doom catches him after he stops the machine. A tries to stop him with a singing sword, which is singing of Frank Sinatra, I believe. Yeah, Frank Sinatra's Witchcraft. Yeah. And, well, then he stops him with a magnet, but soon gets caught to a barrel and is about to get steamrolled over. But he manages to get away with the help of a portable hole and soon manages to try to take him out with glue with very extremely sticky stuff. Doom gets caught and gets steamrolled over. But apparently he survives, exposing him as the Toon, the very Toon killed his brother Teddy. Yes. And believe me, this is the most intense bit of this. Where the bad guy fires out of that dip hose again and is about to get closer to Roger and Jessica with every passing second. Soon, A had an idea. Once, well, the evil Doom turned his hand to a giant gold buzzsaw and manages to find one of the hammers that, well, a mallet actually, that'll fire out a boxing glove. He fires it and soon Doom is defeated once all that dip, well, gushes down to him, and so he starts dissolving and acting like the Wicked Witch of the West in Wizard of Oz. And that's the last of him. The empty machine crashes through the wall into Toontown, where it is destroyed by a Toon train. All the various Toons run in to see Doom's remains. Annie reveals him to the arriving police officers as, well, the main threat. That Judge Doom killed Marvin Acme, R.K. Maroon, and his brother, Teddy, thus clearing Roger's name. A discovers that Roger inadvertently wrote a love letter for Jessica on a piece of paper he's been showing, which was Acme's will, which was written in disappearing, reappearing ink. And Toontown is handed over to the Toons. Having regained his sense of humor, A happily walks into Toontown with Dolores alongside Roger, Jessica, and the other Toons. And that's all, folks. As we hear Porky Pig saying that. Okay, so what did I think of Who Framed Roger Rabbit? And I think you know the answer to that. I love it. I've seen this movie numerous times since I was a kid. This is definitely one of my absolute favorite movies and what have you. Now, actually, before Touchstone was even born for Bella Vista, which was Disney's parent company, Disney actually purchased the rights for the film story in '81. And, well, it had taken some time, and then soon it was released under their Touchstone Pictures banner. In the summer of '88, it received acclaim from critics for its visuals, humor, writing, and performances. Everything. Film went on to make $329 million worldwide, and thus it became one of the biggest films of that year. Yes. I have to say, I love Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It was so good. I love the cast performances. We have Bob Hoskins as A, playing Judge Doom as Christopher Lloyd, whom the following year would re-team with Spielberg and Zemeckis for Back to the Future Part 2. Now, of course, Charles Fleischer voices Roger Rabbit, as well as being the Cab, plus Greasy and Psycho, two of the Weasels. Stubby K plays Marvin Acme. Joanna Cassidy is Dolores. Next, Alan Tilvern as R.K. Maroon, and Lou Hirsch as the voice of Baby Herman. And even though she's uncredited, Kathleen Turner is the voice of Jessica. Anyway, I love the story. The music's really good. Everything was good about this. Alan Silvestri, who of course did the music for Rocky and, well, lots of other movies, did the score for this. So, end of story on that. I just loved this movie, and I recently rewatched this on Disney Plus, which you can watch on there, right? So the question is, would I recommend Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Yes, you better believe it. Now, after this, the following year, Roger would return to the big screen in the first of 3 animated shorts. Now, of course, the first one was Tummy Trouble, which was featured with Disney's big hit Honey, I Shrunk the Kids. Let's see here. Uh-huh. Then after that, then next in 1990, it got well, the next one was Roller Coaster Rabbit, and it was featured with Dick Tracy from Touchstone. And then about 5 years later, it was re-released with Disney and Pixar's first ever big flick known as Toy Story. Now, actually, I've actually looked. The Tummy Trouble short got re-released 5 years later in 1994 when it was shown with Disney's big hit, The Lion King. And then in 1993, Roger returned for one more short, In Trail Mix-Up, which was shown with probably one of the rare Disney flicks, A Far Off Place. And then about almost a decade later, it would be shown with the underrated animated Disney flick Treasure Planet. Now, I've actually seen all 3 of those, and those are pretty good, actually. So anyway, yeah, give those 3 a shot. If you've never seen the Roger Rabbit shorts, I'd highly recommend you watch them as well. They're absolutely a load of laughs. Laughs. Oh, I said laughs. I said laughs. My bad. And yes, Droopy's in them too, as a matter of fact. Anyway, yeah, Droopy has cameos in all 3 those shorts. So, anyway, I loved Who Framed Roger Rabbit. It's just one of the greats, and it's my favorite film of all the movies that came out in 1988. So, what are your thoughts on Who Framed Roger Rabbit? Please tell me in the comment section below. If you like this video, click the like button below, subscribe to my channel as well, and be a part of the Big D Nation. Join me next time when I bring to you a review of another one of my favorite Christmas specials, The Little Drummer Boy. Thanks for watching, and if you like this, see these other fun-filled vids and stuff like that. And if you want more of Robert Zemeckis, go to the upper left-hand corner for my Back to the Future video playlist, or go to the upper right-hand corner for my review of Forrest Gump, which, again, I apologize for fireworks going on in the background, because I reviewed it on Independence Day. I think. Yeah, I did. Or if you want to try to catch up on some fun stuff, or should I say, well, how should I put it to you this way? Oh, I just got so many good videos. Go to the, or if you want some more fun, go to the bottom left hand corner for my recent spoiler free review of The Croods A New Age. And the bottom right hand corner is the button you can click to subscribe to my channel. If you like rankings and reviews on movies, TV, music, video games, etc., then I'm your guy. Thanks for watching. Until next time, I'm the Big D saying see ya.